So yeah, like I said, it's a little bit of trial and error. So let's listen to it now. It's perfect. And you know, there's a million ways you could chop this up. Like this is just one of 1,000 ways. Now let's chop up another break, but we're going to use simpler this time. And coincidentally, it is a bit simpler. There are some pros and cons to each tool. Alright, so I'm going to mute this track, and we're going to open up a simpler. We're going to drag in a simpler here. Then you're going to want to go in your breaks folder, and you're going to want to drag in one of these. Hopefully something near the BPM that you're working at. Let's go down to something a little bit lower. 110 is a little bit high. Let's do like a 90 or 89. How about 89? So we're going to want to find something kind of near 89, because the more you warp it, the more obvious it might sound that it's warped. Unless you pitch it down. That is a way to avoid warping artifacts, but to still preserve the timing. So I'm going to drag in a break here. So I'm going to drag in this one. Ooh, that's a classic. Yeah, let's use this one. So to really make use of this one, you're going to want a Midi controller. I'm going to be using an Ableton Push 1. I'm going to show you guys one of the easiest and funnest ways to chop breaks in Ableton. You're going to want to set up your Midi controller. I'm not going to teach you guys how to do that right now. That would be a different tutorial. I'm just going to assume you have that all set up now. As you'll see, there's a few different options here. Classic and one shot, they're okay, but slice is like the true gem in here, because you'll see. Let's just click it, and you may notice something. It auto chops everything already. And you may say to yourself, hey, I don't want that. Well, you can turn that off. You can change the way it chops down here. You can change the way it slices by transient, beat, region, or you can manually change it. You can change it even when you do any of these other modes as well. I mainly use transient and manual, to be honest. Let's try play it on our MIDI controller here. Let's see how it sounds. Yeah, pretty fun. As you can see, it's like each individual drum note there. If you wanted to preserve more of the groove though, and go with more of the rhythm that's already existing in it, we can change the sensitivity down here. If you turn on the sensitivity, that'll lessen the chops. So if we turn it down, let's listen to it now. We'll say we wanted to warp it with the rhythm more. That's actually an option right here too. Click warp, and you can change it to go along with the BPM a little more. I believe it works a lot better if you have the audio already chopped to 4, 2, or 8 bars already. As you can see, there's some options for that over here to help you work with it, but you can't really change the audio beforehand. So you're going to want to prep that if possible. This loop I had was already prepped, so thank God. At the top left here, you'll see the tempo button. You can change the tempo number. So we're gonna make it like 70 something. That way we can really like hear the warping. So let's listen to it now. So as you can see, the warping it's okay. You may want to change the mode. Let's try like Complex Pro. It might sound a little bit better. As you can tell, this mode is a bit harder to play with. So as I said, each one has its pros and cons. You can mess with the warping mode here if you want. There's a lot of different options. So that's one good thing about this. As you can see, there's some other options too. They're not all as important though. You can change the playback. You change the gain for the entire sample here. You can change the way it's triggered here. There's a little filter, LFO. You can transpose it. There's another volume knob here. Let's transpose it a little bit. Let's turn it down. That'll match the tempo a little better. So yeah, pretty cool.